In this tutorial, we will see how we can write a C program to check whether a number is even number or odd number. Now the question is how we can say whether a number is even or odd. So in order to say whether a number is even or odd, what we do is we take the number and we divide it by 2 and we will check for the remainder value. If this remainder is 0, then it means that the number is even, else this number is odd. For example, let us say we have the number 8. What we do? We take this, we divide it by 2 and we check for the remainder value. So in this case, the remainder is 0. So we will say this number 8 is even. Similarly, if we have the number 7, when we divide it by 2, we get the remainder as a non-zero value, which is 1, and we will say this number 7 is odd number. Okay? Now the question is how we can get the remainder value when we divide a number by another number. For that, in C programming language, an operator is available and it is called as the modulus operator. This operator is denoted by this percentage symbol. So we're gonna see how we can use that. Now here in this program, what we do is first we will declare a variable of type integer and we will call it as number. And then we will ask the user to enter the number in order to check for even or odd. Now here I have displayed this particular message, and after seeing this message, the user will enter a number. I will use the scanf function and I will read that number. So it will be %d and I will store that in this number variable. Now the next thing that we have to do is we have to find out the remainder value. Now here, in order to store the remainder value that we are going to calculate, I'm going to create another variable and I will call it as remainder and I will store a value of 0 in this. And then here we will calculate the remainder value. So what we have to do is we have to take this number and we have to divide it by 2 and then we have to find out the remainder value. For that we use this modulus operator. So we have to perform number modulus 2. So what it does is it takes the number, divides it by 2 and then it returns the remainder value. So we will store that result in this remainder variable. Okay. So now we know the remainder value. Now we can say whether the number is even or odd. So for that we will use the if conditional statement and we will check this remainder value. So whether the remainder variable is containing a value of 0. If it is so, then it means that the number is even number. So here I will use the printf function and I will say %d is even number. Else, if the remainder variable is not containing 0, then it means that the number is odd. So we will use the printf statement in here in this else block and we will say %d is odd number. Now here I have to provide the values for these placeholders. So that will be the value present in this number variable. So it will be like this. And after that I will save this program and I will run this. Enter a positive number to check for even or odd. I'm gonna enter 3 and if I hit the enter key, it says 3 is odd number. I will run it one more time and this time I'm gonna enter, let us say 58 and it says 58 is even number. So now here let us talk about the mistakes the beginners make. One of them is instead of this double equal to for comparing, they will use the single equal to, which is the assignment operator. And the second one is instead of this modulus operator, they use the division operator. So these are the two things that you have to be aware of. And I want you guys to make a modification to this program. I want you guys to write this program without using this remainder variable. You have to perform this calculation, which is nothing but this calculation to find out the remainder value. You have to do that in this if condition. So make that modification, post your code in the comment section. If you get any error, do let me know. And that's it for this particular video. Thank you for watching and I'll see you later in the next one.